gonna focus this video on doing a craft business. There's a lot to consider. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I actually just finished a show. I packed up on Sunday night and I loaded all my product into a couple of vehicles. Today is Tuesday in September 2021. I just delivered product to a little antique mall where I sell on consignment. I found that after shows, it's helpful to have a couple of places to take my product. And side note, I'm not holding my phone, it's in a holder, so I'm safe. I'm keeping my eyes on the road, I promise. So I picked out a number of items, brought it to the antique mall that is about 15 miles from my house. And now I'm driving in a little bit of traffic. Let's see, what time is it? It's not quite noon. So I got to figure time into that. So I picked out some items, set them into the space, and the gal that runs that space is going to decorate. So that helps my sales a little bit. And I don't have to have as much storage space as well. So selling items in a brick and mortar can be beneficial to your business if you have that available to you. So if you make items that you sell primarily in shows, and then you have downtime between shows, you might want to consider a place that will take your items on consignment, either by wholesale or a place where you rent. So those are just some items that to consider on your list of what is my business supposed to look like. Okay, so I used to do 5 shows, and for instance, in the fall season and Christmas season, I think I worked 10 weeks solid, bringing product from one show to the next show, to the next show, to the next show. And I was making stuff during the shows, in between the shows, in between setting up. Crazy hectic schedule. Now I don't want to work that hard. So I have 2 shows that I have stuck with, and I have very large spaces in both shows, and I have 2 places where I can take my items to brick and mortars. And then I also have an Instagram, which is by design 28, and that's all one word. It's the word by, B-Y, and then design, and then 28, no spaces in between. So I have an Instagram page, I have a Facebook page, and that allows me to stay connected with my customer. I put business cards out at my shows. That's another connection. Special orders, you got to decide whether special orders are something that you want to pursue or not. Sometimes it's easier to make a dozen things, and to stop and make that same item in a different color can actually take more time than it's worth. But sometimes your customer is worth it. I can't answer that for you. That's something that you have to process depending on your business goals. So I diversify a lot in my spaces currently. When I first started, all I had was signs, and my space was a good size, and you would stand back and you would just see signs, 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 a lot of wood. And it did okay, you know, I did well. But I found that it was better when I diversified. So I added garden stakes, and then I added soft goods like pillows, banners, pillow wraps. You can look on my Instagram or the Facebook page, and you can see the different items that I added. So what happened is that I eventually had what looked like a little store in my space within a large craft show, because I had all kinds of home goods and soft goods and hand painted items. And now my customer could see my sign amongst home goods, and they could more visualize what that was going to look like in their home. So just kind of an FYI. Process that and think about the value of having a diversified number of items that you offer for sale. Or you can partner with a girlfriend or someone that you meet in the craft shows, and you can put your items together. And I think you'll see a benefit in having many different types of items together as opposed to just one type of item. Another point to make, because I did a lot of shows, like a show circuit, let's call it that, I would notice that in one show, oh my goodness, I would just sell a lot of signs, no stakes, or very few. And then in the next show, I would sell a lot of garden stakes and only some signs. So not every show is going to sell this, your product evenly. Let's put it that way. So it helps to have at least a couple of shows where you can sell, because your customer base is probably going to be different in those shows, as long as you don't park your product too close to each other. So that's another thing to think about. So figuring out your energy level, how many shows you want to sign up for, figuring out brick and mortars where you can sell your items in between shows. Maybe you just want to do Etsy. So Etsy didn't really work for me. Back a number of years ago, one of my square 12 by 12 wood signs was about £1 on a cut piece of plywood, and it was costing $8-9 to send that one sign to New York. So I live in California, and that was a problem for me because a lot of customers were all the way on the other side of the country, and that postage was prohibitive. So I sold banners, hand-painted banners, and different things that weighed less. I did okay with that, but I just came to find that for me, my product was larger and heavier, and it was not going to do as well on a online presence as much as it was going to do well with a customer that could stand in front of me and say, I want that steak with the yellow flowers, not the pink flowers, and would you please print grandma's house on it, or auntie's house, which leads to another comment as I park here. I personalize, and I have a pretty decent penmanship when I write, but I also have really good penmanship when I'm painting with a pen. So I have found that personalizing my product is it has helped my business huge. So there's a customer base that comes back to me for gifts and home good items that are personalized, because they know I'm not going to charge them extra. Another side note to a side note, I don't charge extra to personalize. And so I have developed a rapport with my customer, and there's people that come back to me all the time because they know that my penmanship is good, they know the quality of my work, and they also love the fact that they can give someone an item that has their name on it. So personalization is a big deal. So being able to develop that in your product, in whatever type of product you're considering, is going to be a benefit. So anyway, I am here to grocery shop, so I gotta fit that in between shows, because pretty soon, in a couple of days, I'm going to be setting up for the next show, and the product that's back behind me is going to go to that show, and but I gotta stop what I'm doing, and I've got to make a little time to go into the grocery store. So hopefully I just gave you some things to think about as someone who might be starting a craft business, or might be contemplating a craft business. So I'm sure along the way I'll have more things to throw up into a playlist that is dedicated to people who look at painting as a business. So anyway, if you would help me out on my new channel, and if you would like and subscribe to my channel, that would help me so much, because the more likes and subscribes I get, the longer a video I can post. Anyway, hope this has helped you out. Don't forget to like and I can't even say it. Like and subscribe. I'm gonna have to practice that. Okay, have a great day. Bye.